The games industry is full of bullshit, and you can always count on Activision Blizzard to add to more of it. Today's tasty nugget of brown gold, Destiny 2 has been hiding its scaled XP system so that users don't see that their endgame experience is being cut away and reduced the more they do certain things. This is an issue Bungie has addressed after a period of silence, but we will get to that. First, let's talk about what these cheeky little fuckers were up to. Reddit user EnergizerX investigated what happens to your XP once you hit that level 20 cap in Destiny 2. In case you didn't know, whenever you hit the level cap in Destiny 2, you still get experience, but every time you fill the XP meter, rather than level up, you get a bright engram. These are basically Destiny 2's loot boxes. It's similar to how Overwatch works. You level up, you get a reward box. It's especially sneaky in Destiny 2's case, since you need to unlock these boxes by taking them to the Eververse, which is the game's online marketplace for buying more bright engrams. In case you haven't worked it out by now, Activision Blizzard is a manipulative fucking snake pit of a company. So back to EnergizerX's findings. According to the findings, Destiny 2 contained a hidden scaling factor that determined how much XP you got, or rather didn't get, while continuing to play a session. Simply put, if you try and grind for a lot of XP in a short space of time, Destiny 2 wasn't having any of that, and would secretly lower the amount of experience you got for certain tasks without telling you. The hidden scaling was so extreme that if you were to try and grind for long enough, an objective would eventually only be worth 4% of the XP it's supposed to be worth. Destiny 2 would essentially lie to its players. The investigation showed that when playing a public event in the endgame, you're only getting 50% of the XP that you're being told you've received. Now, XP scaling is nothing new, of course. More traditional MMOs have had it for a long time, but it's the fact that Bungie and Activision Blizzard felt the need to hide it that one finds worrying. Destiny 2 has been out for quite some time now, and it's just kept this XP scaling completely hidden from users. And when you remember that the reward for leveling up is basically a loot box, and Activision has already been caught in the act of trying to make loot boxes more psychologically appealing, more addictive, more seductive to players, this whole thing absolutely fucking stinks. Following the investigation and expected blowback, Bungie has now changed how XP works in Destiny 2. Hooray, good guy Destiny 2 developers, hooray Bungie! But as I read you their statement, remember this whole time, since its launch, this hidden scaling has been there, and they've only changed it now that they've been caught red-handed. We've seen community discussion around XP gain in Destiny. After reviewing our data, we agree that the system is not performing the way we'd like it to. You got in trouble for doing it, and now you don't like it anyway. Today, we'd like to describe what's going on under the hood and talk about what you can expect going forward when it comes to earning XP in Destiny 2. Currently, XP will scale up when playing longer or fixed duration activities like Crucible, competitive multiplayer matches and the Leviathan raid, and XP will scale down when playing activities that can be quickly, repeatedly chained, like grinding public events. We are not happy with the results, aka you're not happy getting a bollocking on the internet, and we've heard the same from the community, said bollocking from the internet. Effective immediately, we are deactivating this system. As a result, players will see XP earn rates change for all activities across the blah 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 blah. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, one of the things to watch out for in a world where so many games have constant online connectivity is developers can do stuff like this. They can get away with a shady little tactic for a long time, get caught, then just flip a switch, patch it out. And they'll behave like good guys as they do it. In fact, it works. I've seen people suckered in by this already, saying, see, Bungie listened, better than EA, but they only listened after they got caught. Activision Blizzard was quite happy running this little scam for as long as it could get away with it. And of course, once the game is patched, unless you have a physical version of the game that you never take online, the evidence of the fuckery is completely washed away. And it'll be like the whole thing never happened, which is effectively retconning Activision's wanton, unrepentant, slimy greed, which is just a tiny bit alarming. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good that this has been changed. Lowering your XP gain and not telling you as a player was underhanded and sneaky and just a big fucking waste of your time. And that's really, really fucking skeevy. Bungie didn't really do anything laudable here. It fixed its shit only after there was a backlash. But if you read their announcement, it's all about how they looked at the data and we're not happy, we're just as mad as you are, harumph. But Destiny 2 was designed that way from the off. Yet been patched as if it never happened now, but it's like that whole Activision patent thing, you know, that patent they made where they want to use matchmaking to sell your microtransactions. It's all well and good Activision saying, that patent isn't in any of our games, we haven't used that idea. Doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is, you had the idea, you thought it was a good idea. So good you patented it so nobody else but you could use it. You showed your hand, and with actions like what you did with Call of Duty 4 Remastered and the loot box shit in Call of Duty World War II, we know full well how prepared you are to prey upon your own customer base. Same goes for hiding your XP scaling in Destiny 2. It was a fantastic idea until you got caught. Which is again why I'm glad that I have a channel like this and there are similar channels like this where we can keep a living record of this shit so that Destiny 2 can wend its merry way into the future without any evidence it did this, but the internet will have it on record that Activision Blizzard, again for the umpteenth time, has been seen trying to exploit its users, fuck with its customers, and employ whatever low-down sneaky fucking trick it can to get more money out of them. In case you haven't picked up on this general message by now, fuck Activision Blizzard.